Welcome everybody to Mindset Monday, the Good to Great video podcast with myself, Lewis, and Andy Hemming. So today we're going to talk about priority. So everything in life comes down to, what we're going to get from life comes down to what we prioritize. So Andy deals with a lot of businesses, big businesses, small businesses, whatever you can imagine from different industries. It all comes back down to what they prioritize as business owners, to how successful their companies are going to grow. Andy, what's your experience with this and how can we actually take it to the next level?
Sure. So, I mean, priorities, we can look at that from a number of perspectives, can't we? We can look at it from a time perspective, we can look at it from a money perspective. So probably we should start with time, because that's the only finite resource we've got. You know, I was talking with a client last week about the stuff on their to-do list, and it was completely putting out fires in their business. Now, for me, you know, if we think about that, choosing, and everything we do is a choice, by the way, so yes, we are choosing to perpetuate that behaviour if that's what we do. We're choosing to continue to put out the fires rather than do something else. Now, I always talk about this concept called orange box and green box, and the orange box is the highest value activities that only you can do, and each of your team members has one of those, by the way. Yeah. And the green box is the low value stuff that's just easy and just gets you through the day. The challenge is, you know, if you're a business owner and you choose to step back into the green box, what that means is that the guys that you've hired to do that stuff, you're probably pushing them back into their green box as well, because you're doing their job. So then if you look at that from the other perspective, who's doing the highest value stuff in the business, which is running and leading the business, coming up with a strategy for the business, managing the team to get more leverage. So, you know, this particular business I'm talking about, completely choosing green box activities, going through day-to-day stuff, doing 10 quid an hour tasks, you know, and this is a big business. Nobody is actually focused on moving the business forward.
I like what you say there. You said 10 quid an hour task. Yeah. So this idea of £10 an hour task, £100 an hour task, £1,000 an hour task. Yeah. That was a big shift when you was coaching me back in the days of you coaching in my business. I was starting to think, hold on a minute, I'm actually doing a £10 an hour task right now. How do I make this a £100 an hour task? And can I actually delegate that task to somebody else?
Right. Absolutely. So that's the process that we took this business through, you know, in terms of go and actually write down what you're doing this week, and then have a look at it and put an hourly rate next to it, and what percentage of your time you're actually investing in changing the business rather than keeping it the same. Because let's be fair, if you're stepping into green box activities, the low value stuff, all you're doing is choosing to stay the same. It's by definition not moving you forward.
Fantastic. Guys, we're going to have a quick break now, but here's a task. Write down what you're doing this week, and write down next to that as well, what value was that hour? Was it a £10 an hour, £100 an hour, or £1,000 an hour? We'll talk more about this after the break.
How far are you going to take your business? The content you're learning in this video is only the tip of the iceberg. If you're ready to take your business to the next level and start implementing the right strategies that are right for you, then now is the time to book your complimentary coaching session. In the session, we explore what strategies will get you to where you want to be in the most effective way possible. Book your coaching session today. Call 01527 757 910 or visit goodtogreat.actioncoach.co.uk.
Welcome back, guys. You're watching the Good to Great video podcast. Today is Mindset Monday, getting you pumped and ready to get the most out of the week. Motivation, inspiration, and performance. So we're talking about priorities today. Andy, in the first part, talked about prioritizing your time. How much value do you put against that task that you're doing in the business, and how is that moving you forward? Secondly, we're going to talk about the financial side. So Andy, when it comes to financing the business and how you prioritize that way, what do you work with clients?
Yeah, I mean, we said time and money, didn't we? So if we talk about the money point of view, you know, it depends how you look at it. There's a finite amount of resource available from a cash perspective, isn't there? If you just think about the way that the business operates. So how are we choosing to invest it? You know, there's obviously the opportunity to take a lot of money out of the business and not leave much resource in there for reinvestment, or there's the opportunity to take that cash and reinvest it to create something of future value. We can probably link that with what we've just been talking about. I remember the first time I saw Brad on stage, and he said saving a wage is costing you a fortune, and I think that's just such a fantastic idea to hold in your head.
Saving a wage is costing you a fortune.
Yeah, because if you're busy doing the 10 quid an hour tasks, well, actually 10 quid an hour is 20 grand a year, right? So what could you be doing with that amount of time? And by the way, haven't you found that the 10 quid an hour tasks tend to take a bit longer, like a hell of a lot of time, because there's loads of those in a business, but there aren't many 1,000 an hour tasks.
Yeah.
So that's going to take you much less time. So, if you're compromising your 1,000 an hour tasks to do the 10 quid an hour and save the 10 quid so that you could take more money out for yourself, then you're probably destined to stay there forever.
Yeah.
And actually people tend to disappear into scarcity mentality when we start thinking about this and going, I couldn't possibly afford to hire somebody at 20 grand a year. But back to the original case in point, it's 10 quid an hour. How much work do you have to do as the business owner in your 1,000 an hour orange box to actually create that 10 quid's worth of margin?
So the business owner is the £1,000 an hour.
Absolutely.
Yeah. They're the only people that can be doing that.
Cool. Well,
and then that could go to £10,000 an hour, 100,000.
Just pick a number. Pick a number. Absolutely. If you're running £1 million business and the average job size is, I don't know, 20 grand, let's say, can you go out and win a job in one day?
Yeah.
And what's the margin on that? Let's say it's, I don't know, 30%. So a 6 grand margin on your 20 grand job, and you've just paid for the person doing the 10 quid an hour job. How many times? Well, for the next 2 months.
There's the logic behind it, guys. It all makes sense, absolutely. When you draw it out like that in a real life scenario, it easily comes up how much you're getting back from investing in people, investing in different opportunities.
Yeah.
So how's your mindset going then, guys? If you think about this then, would you rather have this sort of scarcity mindset where you're kind of like closed and always keeping it together, or would you rather have the investment mindset where you're starting to look at what you can invest in next? How is this going to move people from the £10 box to the £100 box and even the £1,000, so you can then progress to the next level as well?
Yeah.
Guys, we're going to wrap it up there. This has been Mindset Monday. If you have any questions or comments, then put them in the box below, or you can also direct message us or visit the website, of course, which is goodtogreat.actioncoach.co.uk. Have a great week, guys.